Introduction to Techniques to Enhance Learning and Memory. In today's fast-paced world, where information bombards us from all directions, learning how to learn effectively has become a crucial skill. Many of us have experienced the frustration of forgetting what we've studied, even after spending hours poring over textbooks or attending lectures. The truth is, successful learning is more than just hard work. It's about using the right strategies to make knowledge stick. Techniques to Enhance Learning and Memory is a guide that will take you on a journey towards mastering the art of learning. This book is designed for everyone, from students looking to improve their academic performance to professionals aiming to expand their skill sets and lifelong learners eager to absorb new knowledge. In this book, you will discover a collection of easy-to-understand practical techniques backed by scientific research that can transform your approach to learning. Each chapter will introduce you to powerful methods that not only help you retain information better, but also enhance your cognitive abilities in various aspects of life. The benefits you'll gain from this book are extensive. 1. Improved memory retention. Learn techniques that help you remember information more effectively, ensuring that what you learn lasts longer in your memory. 2. Increased efficiency. Discover practices that maximize your learning sessions, allowing you to learn more in less time. 3. Enhanced problem-solving skills. Develop strategies that improve your critical thinking and problem-solving capabilities. 4. Greater motivation and confidence. Understand how to set achievable goals and maintain the motivation to reach them, boosting your confidence and satisfaction in the learning process. 5. Adaptability and creativity. Gain insights into methods that encourage adaptability and boost your creativity, helping you think outside the box and approach problems innovatively. 6. Personal growth and development. Apply the principles of effective learning to not only expand your knowledge, but also accelerate your personal and professional growth. Throughout the book's 10 thoughtfully organized chapters, you will be provided with relatable examples and actionable exercises that illuminate each concept. Whether you are preparing for exams, learning a new skill, or simply want to enrich your understanding of the world, Techniques to Enhance Learning and Memory offers you the tools you need to make your learning experiences both successful and enjoyable. Embark on this enlightening adventure and unlock the secrets to unlimited personal and intellectual growth. Through the pages of this book, let's embark on a journey from mere learners to masters in the art of acquiring lasting and meaningful knowledge. Chapter 1. The Foundation of Learning. Welcome to the start of your journey in uncovering the secrets to effective learning. This is where we begin to understand the very essence of how we learn and, importantly, why we sometimes find it challenging to retain what we have learned. Think of learning as a construction project. Just like building a house, we can't lay the roof before the foundation is firmly in place. In this chapter, I will guide you to lay that foundation, which will support all the skills and techniques we will explore in subsequent chapters. The story of our brain. Imagine your brain as a complex city with countless roads, highways, and intersections. These pathways represent your neural connections. When you learn something new, it's like building a fresh road in your brain city. The more you travel this road, that is, practice and repeat what you've learned, the stronger and more efficient it becomes. Example, consider learning to ride a bicycle. When you first start, you might wobble and fall because the pathways in your brain aren't strong. But over time, through practice, biking becomes second nature to you. This showcases how neural pathways strengthen with use. How our brain processes information. When we encounter new information, our brain goes through a series of steps to process and store it. 1. Encoding. This is like taking a picture with a camera. Your brain captures the information you are exposed to. 2. Storing. Once the photo is taken, it's stored in an album. Similarly, your brain files away this new information, ready for future retrieval. 3. Retrieval. This involves taking the photo out of the album when you need it. Your brain recalls the stored information for you to use. For effective learning, it's crucial to ensure that our photos are clear and stored properly, so retrieval is seamless. Why understanding is crucial. Often we try to memorize without really understanding. However, understanding is the key to making learning stick. When you understand a concept, you create a network of connections in your brain that makes it easier to retrieve and apply the information later. Example: think of learning the multiplication table. Instead of mindlessly memorizing 2x3 equals sine 6, understanding what it means helps you use it in varied scenarios, whether you're doubling a recipe or figuring out discounts. The role of attention. Attention is the gateway to learning. In our fast-paced, distraction-filled world, maintaining focus can be tough. But remember, the clearer the picture when you take it, the better the chances it'll store well in your brain. Strategy tip: practice mindfulness to sharpen your focus. Simple techniques like deep breathing or short meditation can enhance your attention span, allowing you to absorb and retain new information better. Creating the right conditions. For learning to be effective, create the right conditions for your brain to thrive. Healthy lifestyle, a balanced diet, regular exercise, and adequate sleep are non-negotiable for a brain operating at peak capacity. Positive attitude. Positivity drastically affects how you learn. Believe in your ability to grow and learn despite challenges. Final thoughts. In essence, the foundation of learning is about understanding how your brain works and creating an environment for it to excel. As you move forward to craft motivation and engage actively, keep these basics in mind. They are the stepping stones to every successful learning journey. Welcome aboard this exploration of learning, an adventure that could transform how you grow and thrive. Chapter 2: Crafting Motivation and Drive. Motivation is the spark that ignites our engine of learning. Without it, even the simplest tasks can feel daunting. In this chapter, we will explore the vital role motivation plays in learning and discover practical ways to harness both intrinsic, internal, and extrinsic, external motivation to propel your educational journey forward. The essence of motivation. At its core, motivation is the reason we act. It is what pushes us out of bed in the morning and pulls us toward our dreams. However, motivation isn't just about wanting something. It's about having the will to pursue it consistently and relentlessly. There are two main types of motivation: intrinsic and extrinsic. Understanding these can help us use them more effectively to fuel our learning journey. Intrinsic motivation, the inner drive. Intrinsic motivation comes from within. It's when you do something because you find it personally rewarding. You read a book because you love the subject. You solve a puzzle because you enjoy the challenge. This type of motivation is powerful because it aligns with your interests, values, and passions. Tips to enhance intrinsic motivation. 1. Connect with passion. Identify the topics or skills that excite you. If math excites you, dive deeper into it with books aimed at puzzles or logical challenges. 2. Set personal goals. Establish learning goals that are meaningful to you. This will give purpose to your efforts. Write these goals down where you can see them every day. 3. Enjoy the process. Find joy and fulfillment in the act of learning itself, rather than focusing solely on results. Celebrate small wins. It helps maintain your interest. 4. Stay curious. Ask questions and seek out new information. Let your curiosity guide you to new learning opportunities even beyond textbooks. Extrinsic motivation, the outer push. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, is driven by external rewards or pressures. Maybe you study hard because you want to get a degree or praise from your family. While it's not as sustainable alone as intrinsic motivation, it can be a powerful booster. Tips to utilize extrinsic motivation. 1. Reward yourself. Set up a reward system. For example, after completing a chapter, treat yourself to a favorite snack or a short break with your hobby. 2. Create accountabilities. Share your goals with someone who can hold you accountable. They can encourage you and celebrate your achievements. 3. Visualize success. Imagine the rewards of success vividly. Picture yourself living your dream confidently. Achievements bring tangible satisfaction. 4. Set milestones and deadlines. Break down larger goals into smaller tasks with deadlines to keep moving forward. Blending both motivations. The key to crafting effective motivation lies in blending both intrinsic and extrinsic factors. When internal desires align with external incentives, we can tackle even the toughest challenges. Consider this. A friend named Daniel had always been fascinated by languages. He enrolled in a language class for the promise of an overseas exchange program, extrinsic motivation, but his genuine love for languages, intrinsic motivation, kept him engaged and passionate. By the time he was packing his bags for the adventure abroad, he was not just an achiever. He was thriving. Building resilience and drive. Sometimes motivation dips, and that's okay. Building resilience ensures that you stay on track despite temporary setbacks. Here are some ways to cultivate resilience. Accept mistakes. See mistakes as opportunities to learn rather than stepping stones towards quitting. Seek support. Surround yourself with positive influences. Join study groups or forums where you can share experiences and learn from others. Visualize the bigger picture. Remind yourself regularly of the end goal. It's important to see our progress according to a larger vision. Conclusion. Crafting motivation is about building a sustainable system of internal passion and external reward. By consciously applying these strategies, you can kindle a learning drive that sustains not only your studies, but every endeavor you pursue. As you embark on your learning journey, remember, every small step forward is one step closer to achieving what you've set out to learn. Embrace our intrinsic desires, acknowledge the extrinsic rewards, and let them become the wind beneath your wings of knowledge. Chapter 3. The Art of Active Engagement. Learning is like a dynamic dance. It's not about standing on the sidelines, but getting out on the floor and fully participating. Active engagement is the key to unlocking your full potential and making your learning journey efficient and enjoyable. It's about immersing yourself in the process, making connections and cementing the information in your mind. Imagine learning as a conversation, not a monologue. Engaging actively means you're not just a passive recipient, but an active participant in this dialogue. And there are numerous techniques to help you achieve this. Ask questions. Curiosity might have killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. An incredibly powerful way to actively engage with material is to ask questions. When you question what you're learning, you spark connections in your brain that enhance understanding and memory. Let's say you're learning about the water cycle. Instead of simply reading the material, ask yourself, how does the water cycle affect my daily life? Or, what would happen if one part of the cycle was disrupted? By questioning, you're digging deeper, which leads to a more profound understanding. Teach others. There's an old saying, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. When you teach someone else, you're forced to clarify and simplify your thoughts, which solidifies your understanding. Imagine you've just learned a new concept in biology about how cells work. Grab a friend or family member and explain it to them. You'll find yourself organizing your knowledge and filling in any gaps. Teaching not only reinforces your own learning, but also brings fresh insights as your student might ask questions you hadn't considered. Summarize. Summarizing information helps distill complex ideas into the essence, facilitating easy recall and comprehension. After reading a chapter or listening to a lecture, try to summarize the key points in your own words. Think of it like making a highlight reel of a movie. What are the must-know moments? What can you tell about them without going back to watch the entire film? Writing this summary or saying it aloud makes the learning personal and active. Visualize. Bringing thoughts into visual form can be a game changer for retaining information. Use mind maps, diagrams, or sketches to illustrate a concept. Visualization transforms abstract information into something concrete, thus making it easier to remember. For instance, when learning about history, draw a timeline to map out events visually. By creating these visual aids, you're engaging multiple areas of your brain, which enhances retention. Practice retrieval. Active engagement means you take part in frequent retrieval practice. Test yourself regularly on what you've learned. Treat it like a game that challenges your memory and understanding. Imagine learning new vocabulary in a different language. Instead of just reviewing your notes, make flashcards and quiz yourself. Find out what you know and what you need to revisit. It's this active retrieval that strengthens the information in your memory. Connect to real life. Link what you learn to everyday life. Making connections to tangible things you experience daily can enhance engagement. For example, when learning about geometric shapes, notice them in your surroundings, how your window is a rectangle or your pizza a circle. These connections tie what you've learned to your practical world, making everything more relatable and memorable. Active engagement doesn't just make learning more effective, it makes it more rewarding and enjoyable. By immersing yourself in the learning dance, you'll find that each step you take reinforces your understanding, making this journey a personally fulfilling adventure. Engage your mind and watch your potential unfold. Chapter 4. Unlocking the Power of Practice. When we think about learning a new skill, the phrase "practice makes perfect" often comes to mind. Yet this concept can be misleading. It implies any form of practice will lead to mastery, which is not entirely true. Instead, it's deliberate practice that truly unlocks our potential and helps us master new skills effectively. The secret sauce: deliberate practice. Deliberate practice is a mindful and systematic approach to practicing, one that demands focus, persistence, and a willingness to push beyond your current abilities. Unlike rote repetition, deliberate practice involves setting specific goals, seeking feedback, and consistently challenging yourself to grow. Take Joshua, a young aspiring guitarist, as an example. When he practiced his guitar aimlessly by strumming his favorite songs, his progress was slow. Then he learned about deliberate practice. Joshua began setting daily goals like mastering a complex chord progression or improving his finger dexterity on the guitar. He pinpointed areas where he struggled and focused intensely on those. This targeted effort resulted in more notable improvements than his earlier casual practice sessions. Key elements of effective practice. 1. Set clear and specific goals. Begin each practice session with a clear objective. Instead of saying, "I'm going to practice guitar today," decide on a specific outcome such as, "I'm going to play a difficult section of the song fast and clean within the next week." 2. Break it down. Chunk larger tasks into smaller, more manageable parts. If you're learning a new language, focus on vocabulary words today, sentence formation tomorrow, and conversation the next day. John, a friend who is mastering French, divides his time between reading, writing, and speaking. By focusing on one aspect at a time, he makes the learning process less overwhelming and more achievable. 3. Seek feedback. Ask for input from others or record your progress to gain insights. Constructive feedback illuminates your blind spots and uncovers areas needing more attention. When Maya, a painter, showed her works to a mentor, she received vital techniques that accelerated her growth more than she would have achieved alone. 4. Engage in focused practice sessions. Quality trumps quantity. It's better to have a focused session for an hour than a hit-or-miss 5-hour stretch. Make sure distractions are minimized and concentrate fully on the task. 5. Embrace the challenge. Push your boundaries. Deliberate practice requires stepping outside your comfort zone and tackling tasks a little above your current skill level. Ben, a basketball player, advanced in his game by competing with players slightly better than himself, using each game as a learning experience. 6. Reflect on your practice. After practicing, take time to reflect on what you learned, what worked well and what didn't. Adjust your strategies for next time based on these reflections. The commitment to growth. Deliberate practice can be demanding. It requires dedication and sometimes stepping into unfamiliar territories, but the rewards it reaps make it all worthwhile. Remember, practice isn't just a pathway to perfect, it's the journey you'll appreciate. By embracing the challenge, engaging in focused efforts, setting clear goals and craving constructive feedback, we not only enhance our skills, but also instill habits that propel lifelong learning and improvement. Ultimately, unlocking the power of practice reshapes how we approach not just skills but life itself. Celebrating small victories and cultivating patience in our practice routines brings not only progress but fulfillment, allowing us to cherish each step of the learning journey. Chapter 5. Harnessing Feedback and Reflection. In the journey of learning, feedback and reflection play crucial roles in helping us understand where we stand and where we can improve. Think of feedback as a roadmap, showing you how to navigate through the challenges and victories of learning. Reflection, on the other hand, is the process of looking into a mirror, not to see your old self, but to ponder on how far you've come and what lies ahead. How feedback transforms learning. Feedback, especially when constructive, is a powerful tool in the learning process. Imagine climbing a mountain and having an experienced guide by your side, offering pointers on where to place your feet safely. This guide makes your journey more effective by pointing out what works and what doesn't. In learning, constructive feedback acts like this guide, showing you your strengths. It highlights what you're doing well, enabling you to reinforce those skills and strategies. Your weaknesses. It identifies areas where you struggle, providing you with the necessary insights to target improvement. However, not all feedback is equal. To utilize it effectively, you must seek timely feedback. Information needs to be given promptly. Waiting too long might mean you've already adopted incorrect methods which become harder to change. Specific feedback. General statements like "good job" or "needs improvement" don't offer much help. Look for clear, detailed pointers on what went right or wrong. Actionable feedback. Ensure the feedback provides you with steps and strategies to improve. It should inspire action, not just point out problems. Turning feedback into growth. Embracing feedback aims at continuous improvement. Here are some practical ways to use feedback for growth. 1. Listen actively. Pay full attention when feedback is given. Stay open-minded rather than getting defensive or discouraged. 2. Ask questions. If the feedback is not clear, ask questions. Understanding precisely what the feedback entails will help you know exactly what needs to change. 3. Prioritize. Focus on the most critical feedback first. Attempting to tackle everything at once can be overwhelming. 4. Create an action plan. Based on the feedback, create a plan of action to work on the areas that need improvement. Set realistic targets and timelines for your development. The art of self-reflection. Reflection is a personal evaluation where you assess your performance and feelings about a learning experience. Think of it as a pause button that allows you to digest what you have learned before you press play again. Identify patterns. By reflecting, You can notice recurring themes in your learning journey. Maybe you thrive under certain conditions, or you might face similar challenges across various tasks. Celebrate progress. Recognize the progress you've made, no matter how small. Each step forward builds your motivation and confidence. Recalibrate goals. Use the insights from reflection to adjust your learning goals. This ensures that how you learn remains relevant and effective. Combining feedback and reflection. Using feedback and reflection together creates a cycle of continuous improvement. After receiving feedback, take time to reflect on it. Ask yourself questions like, how did the feedback make me feel and why? What parts of the feedback are most applicable to my current goals? How can I maintain my strengths while working on my weaknesses? By regularly reflecting on feedback, you foster a mindset geared towards growth and adaptation. You become both a learner and a teacher, understanding yourself better, setting yourself up for a lifetime quest of knowledge and self-improvement. In conclusion, feedback and reflection are invaluable companions in the learning process. They allow you to see your journey clearly, offering opportunities to grow and succeed. Use them wisely to transform your learning experiences into a powerful and enduring legacy. Chapter 6. Memory Techniques That Stick. In the journey of learning, memory plays a crucial role. It's the bridge that connects the dots of information and transforms them into knowledge we can use. However, memory isn't just about stuffing facts in our heads. It's about retaining and recalling them when needed. To make this possible, there are numerous techniques and tools, collectively known as mnemonic devices, which can enhance our memory power. Let's explore some of these effective methods with practical examples. Visual imagery. Visual imagery is about creating strong mental pictures that help us remember information more vividly. Imagine you have to remember a shopping list: bananas, milk and eggs. Picture a banana dancing in a glass of milk while juggling eggs. Silly, right? But that's the point. The more bizarre and vivid the image, the easier it is to recall. The method of Loci, also known as the memory palace technique. The method of Loci involves visualizing a familiar place and associating specific concepts or items with different locations within it. Picture walking through your home. As you step into the living room, you see a book, representing the chapter on active engagement. In the kitchen, a clock ticks loudly, reminding you of the importance of spaced learning. This spatial association makes it much easier to recall information by mentally walking through the memory palace. The chunking method. Our brains are better at remembering smaller chunks of information. Instead of trying to recall a long string of numbers like 149859827, chunk it into sections: 149, 859, 827. This method is not only effective for numbers, but also for breaking down complex information into smaller, manageable parts. For instance, if you're learning a new language, start by categorizing vocabulary words into groups like food, colors, and animals. Acronyms and acrostics. These involve using the first letters of items you need to remember and forming a word or sentence. For instance, to memorize the order of operations in mathematics, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, you can use the acronym PEMDAS, or create a sentence like, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." This provides a simple and quick way to trigger your memory. Rhymes and rhythms. Rhymes have long been used as a memory aid. Why? Because they're easy to remember. Consider the old rhyme, 30 days hath September, April, June, and November, to recall how many days in each month. This musical element of learning can be applied beyond traditional purposes, helping you memorize scientific terms, historical events, or even complex concepts by setting them to a familiar tune. Spaced repetition. Instead of cramming, spaced repetition involves reviewing information over increasing intervals. It's like watering plants at just the right times to keep them thriving. Software programs like Anki have been developed to optimize spaced repetition, ensuring you review material just before you might forget it, keeping the memory active and accessible. Real-life example. From stressful exams to confident replies. Martin, a college student, struggled with memorizing historical dates. He tried the traditional rote learning methods, but the information slipped away quickly, leaving him anxious during exams. However, once Martin started using mnemonic techniques, everything changed. He visualized timelines as journeys through a colorful map in his childhood town, and historical figures as quirky characters living in different locations within this map. Not only did his retention improve, but his stress levels decreased, allowing Martin to walk into exams with confidence. Mastering these memory techniques is not just about enhancing academic performance. It's about empowering ourselves with tools that can serve us in every aspect of life. Whether it's remembering names at a social gathering, details for a business presentation, or recipes for a new dish, having a reliable memory is a key to success. So embrace these methods, experiment with them, and let them stick, guiding you towards a brighter, more knowledgeable future. Chapter 7. The Science of Spacing and Interleaved Learning. Understanding how our brains work can revolutionize the way we learn and retain information. As we journey through life, we encounter volumes of knowledge and skills, but remembering all of it can be a challenge. This chapter unveils two powerful strategies, spacing and interleaved learning, that can transform forgetfulness into mastery, paving the path for deeper, more meaningful learning. Spacing your learning. Imagine trying to drink a whole pitcher of water in one gulp. It sounds daunting, right? The same principle applies to learning. When we attempt to cram vast amounts of information into a single study session, our brains become overwhelmed, and much of the information slips away. This is where spacing comes in. What is spacing? Spacing involves spreading out your study sessions over time, instead of concentrating them into a single sitting. By revisiting the material at regular intervals, you give your brain the chance to forge stronger connections. This repetition over time helps cement the knowledge, making it much easier to recall when needed. A simple example. Think of learning like planting seeds in a garden. If you water them all at once and never water them again, they won't grow. But if you give them a little water each day, you nurture them into flourishing plants. Spacing your learning is akin to providing that steady stream of nourishment. Imagine you're learning a new language. Instead of spending all day cramming vocabulary, spend 20 minutes every other day going over the words. You'll notice that this method makes it not only easier to remember the words, but also more fun and less exhausting. Introducing interleaved learning. Have you ever felt that mastering one skill or subject all at once doesn't quite mean you can apply it in different situations? Interleaved learning helps tackle this by mixing different topics or skills in one study session. What is interleaved learning? Interleaved learning involves intertwining different subjects or types of problems within a single study period. This approach contrasts with the traditional method of practicing one subject in blocks. By mixing it up, you enhance your ability to differentiate between concepts and apply your knowledge flexibly. A tale of two athletes. Picture two athletes. One spends all her training time practicing only jump shots, while the other practices jump shots, layups, and three-pointers in mixed order. The second athlete, through varied practice, learns not only how to execute each type of shot, but also when and how to switch between them in real-game situations. Similarly, by switching between topics, you train your brain to recognize patterns and apply knowledge creatively. Why do these techniques work? The effectiveness of spacing and interleaved learning lies in the brain's natural tendencies towards effort and surprise. Effortful retrieval. Spacing requires you to recall information after some time has passed, which makes the retrieval effortful. This effort strengthens memory traces, making them more durable. Cognitive flexibility. Interleaving forces you to work on selecting the right solution from a mixed set of problems, which hones your thinking agility and sharpens problem-solving skills. Interrupts forgetting. When you revisit material over time, you catch what's on the brink of being forgotten and repair it, strengthening your memory. Putting it into practice. Implementation is the key to unlocking the potential of these strategies. Here's how to incorporate spacing and interleaved learning into your routine. 1. Create a study schedule. Plan your study sessions in advance, making sure to revisit each topic periodically rather than immersing yourself deeply without interruption. 2. Mix subjects. During your study sessions, intersperse different topics. For example, if you're studying math and science, alternate between solving math problems and reading science chapters. 3. Review and reflect. After each session, take a moment to review what you've learned and make connections between the concepts. Reflection aids comprehension and retention. Conclusion. Spacing and interleaved learning are powerful techniques that align beautifully with the way our brains naturally work. By adopting these methods, you can combat the forgetting curve and ingrain knowledge more deeply. Embrace the science of thoughtful spacing and variety in your learning endeavors, and you'll find yourself not only retaining more information, but also truly understanding and enjoying the process of learning. Remember, it's not just about working harder, it's about learning smarter. Chapter 8. Optimizing your learning environment. Imagine trying to hear a whisper in the middle of a bustling city street. It's nearly impossible, right? That's what learning is like in a chaotic environment. Your surroundings play a significant role in how effectively you grasp new information and how deeply it settles into your mind. This chapter is all about creating a space that whispers focus to your senses and enhances your ability to learn and grow. Setting the stage for success. Your learning environment is the stage upon which your mind performs. A cluttered and noisy setting can hinder your ability to focus and process information, much like a messy stage distracts from a play. Begin by decluttering your space. Keep your desk or study area neat and organized, filled only with materials essential for your learning session. The power of routine. Establishing a routine can be incredibly powerful. Picture an artist who begins each day by setting up her canvas and paints. This routine signals to her brain that it's time to create. Similarly, designating a particular area and time for study sends a signal to your brain that it's time to focus and learn. Lighting and ergonomics. Lighting plays a more critical role than you might think. Think of your brain as a flower that thrives under the right light. Natural light is the best, making you more alert and improving your mood. If natural light isn't available, use bright, cool-colored lights that mimic daylight. Comfort is just as crucial as lighting. Ensure that your chair and desk are at a height that promotes good posture. An uncomfortable setup can distract you with aches and pains, pulling your focus from learning. Controlling the soundscape. Every learning session needs a soundtrack, but that doesn't mean loud music or chatter. Some people find that soft background music helps them focus, while others need complete silence. Figure out what works best for you. Noise-canceling headphones can help when silence isn't an option. The invisible editor temperature. Have you noticed how hard it is to concentrate when you're too hot or cold? Your brain works best in a comfortable temperature range, usually slightly cooler than room temperature. Adjust your thermostat or invest in fans or heaters as needed, so your concentration can be solely on the task at hand. Minimizing digital distractions. In today's connected world, digital distractions are perhaps the most challenging to overcome. Consider your phone a peppy friend constantly inviting you away from focus. Turn off unnecessary notifications and use apps designed to block distracting sites during your study time. Personalizing your space. Finally, personalize your learning environment. Add elements that inspire you, framed quotes, plants, or photographs of your goals. These elements can serve as reminders of why you're dedicating time to learning and keep your motivation high. Create, test, adjust. No two ideal learning environments will look the same because no two people are alike. Try various adjustments to find what works best for you. Continually test and adapt your space as your needs might change over time. Consider your environment as a living organism that grows with you. In summary, optimizing your learning environment is about more than removing distractions. It's about creating a space that nurtures your mind. By controlling your surroundings, you pave a pathway for your brain to wander deeper into creativity and understanding. With the right setting, learning becomes not just an activity but an adventure. Chapter 9. Emotional Intelligence in Learning. Understanding emotional intelligence. Imagine learning as a journey. You're traveling through new landscapes, encountering challenges and opportunities to grow. Emotional intelligence, EI, is like having a trusty map on this journey, guiding you to navigate the emotional ups and downs. It's the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions, as well as empathize with others. In learning, EI plays a crucial role. It helps you manage stress, overcome anxiety, and keep a positive mindset, all of which are vital for absorbing new information effectively. Managing stress in the learning process. Imagine you're about to take an important test. Your heart races, palms sweat, and your mind goes blank. Stress is an inevitable part of learning, but managing it is key. Emotional intelligence helps you identify stress and find ways to cope. For example, deep breathing exercises or a quick walk can clear your mind. Visualize a calm place or focus on positive outcomes. These techniques help your brain to shift from a panic mode to a calm mode, enhancing your ability to focus and learn. By recognizing your stress triggers, you can develop strategies that turn pressure into productivity. Overcoming anxiety. Anxiety acts like a wall between you and the knowledge you're trying to gain. It whispers words of doubt, making you question your abilities. Emotional intelligence acts as a sledgehammer, breaking down this wall by fostering awareness and understanding of these emotions. One way to combat anxiety is by reframing your thoughts. Instead of thinking, "I can't do this," try, "I haven't mastered this yet, but I'm learning." This simple shift encourages a growth mindset, teaching your brain to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. Remember, it's okay to feel anxious. What matters is how you process and respond to that emotion. Maintaining a positive mindset. Think of a positive mindset as the sunlight that helps your learning journey flourish. Emotional intelligence nurtures this mindset, encouraging optimism even when things get tough. Create a habit of gratitude by writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day. This practice shifts focus from what is going wrong to what is going right, training your brain to see learning as a series of wins, no matter their size. Positivity doesn't just make learning enjoyable, it boosts your brain's ability to retain and recall information. Enhancing memory with emotional intelligence. Memory and emotions are closely linked. Emotions can enhance your memory by making experiences more vivid and memorable. Emotional intelligence helps you understand how to use this connection to your advantage. For example, when learning something new, try to connect the information with a personal story or an emotion. If you're studying history, imagine the passion of those who fought for freedom. Relating information to emotions makes it stick longer and stronger in your memory. Building empathy in educational interactions. Learning isn't a solo journey. It often involves interacting with others. Emotional intelligence extends to building empathy, understanding others' perspectives, and cultivating collaborative environments. When working in groups, listen actively and acknowledge different viewpoints. This not only enriches your learning experience, but also enhances your emotional intelligence, fostering stronger, meaningful relationships with peers and educators. Conclusion. Your emotions are powerful allies on your learning journey. By harnessing emotional intelligence, you turn stress into focus, anxiety into motivation, and obstacles into stepping stones. Embrace your emotions, understand them, and use them to boost your learning potential. Remember, it's not just what you learn, it's how you feel while learning that can ultimately lead to success. Chapter 10. Building a lifelong learning mindset. In the journey of life, learning never truly ends. The world around us changes rapidly, and it is our ability to learn and adapt that truly prepares us for these shifts. Building a lifelong learning mindset is about cultivating an approach to life that embraces curiosity, resilience, and adaptability. In this chapter, we'll explore strategies for fostering a mindset that thrives on continuous growth and learning. Embrace curiosity. Curiosity is the heart of lifelong learning. It's that inner drive that makes you want to know more, to understand more deeply, and to explore beyond the surface. To cultivate this aspect, ask more questions. Challenge yourself to wonder why things are the way they are. For instance, the next time you come across a new topic or skill, dive in with the mindset of a detective unraveling a mystery. Curiosity is what keeps learning from becoming a chore, transforming it instead into a joyful pursuit. Develop open-mindedness. Being open-minded means being willing to consider ideas and perspectives different from your own. This does not mean you have to agree with everything you hear, but it does mean you are willing to listen and evaluate new information. An open-minded attitude can lead to aha moments and new insights. For example, if you are an avid traditional musician, consider attending a modern music concert to appreciate different styles and maybe integrate some of that diversity into your artistry. Set personal learning goals. Setting goals gives your learning journey direction. These goals do not need to be monumental. Start with small, achievable targets. Perhaps you want to read one book a month related to a new interest, or learn a new software tool by the end of the quarter. Having clearly defined goals helps maintain motivation and provides a sense of accomplishment with each milestone you reach. Reflect on your learning experiences. Reflection is a powerful tool for lifelong learning. Take time to think about what you've learned, how you've learned it, and how you can apply it to your life. For example, after completing a big project at work or school, reflect on the challenges you faced and how you overcame them. What new skills did you acquire? This practice not only consolidates your learning, but also prepares you for future challenges. Foster resilience through challenges. Learning is not always a smooth ride. There will be times of struggle and failure, but these moments are valuable learning opportunities. Embrace them, and rather than seeing them as setbacks, view them as stepping stones. To illustrate, imagine learning to ride a bike. You may fall several times, but each fall teaches you something vital about balance and control. Similarly, in life's broader learning experiences, each setback can provide insights that pave the way for future success. Connect with other learners. Human beings are social creatures, and our learning is enriched when we do it together. Engage with communities of learners who share your interests. This could be through online forums, local clubs, or study groups. Sharing what you know and learning from others creates a dynamic environment where knowledge is continually enhanced. Those around you can offer different perspectives and solutions to problems you all face. Stay adaptable. In an ever-changing world, adaptability is crucial. Technology evolves, industries shift, and new information emerges constantly. Being adaptable means being willing to adjust your methods and thoughts in response to new conditions. This might mean relearning old skills with new tools, or being willing to give up outdated beliefs. Staying adaptable keeps you at the forefront in your personal and professional life. Use technology wisely. Technology can be a double-edged sword when it comes to lifelong learning. It offers vast resources and learning platforms at your fingertips, but it can also become a distraction. Use technology to access educational resources like apps, podcasts, and online courses that enrich your learning journey. Set boundaries to ensure your focus stays on productive learning rather than endless scrolling. Maintain a positive learning outlook. Finally, maintaining a positive outlook towards learning is essential. Challenges become manageable, and learning becomes a journey rather than a destination when you view them through a lens of positivity. Celebrate small victories, appreciate your progress, and remain optimistic about the endless possibilities learning can bring. A positive mindset fuels motivation and encourages continuous growth. Conclusion. Building a lifelong learning mindset is not about filling your mind with information. It is about adopting attitudes and habits that allow you to grow, adapt, and thrive no matter what life throws your way. By cultivating curiosity, remaining open-minded, setting goals, and reflecting on your learning, you prepare yourself to be the ultimate resilient and adaptable learner. The journey of lifelong learning is endless, but always rewarding. Embrace it, and you can conquer whatever challenges and opportunities life presents. As we come to the end of this journey together, I want to take a heartfelt moment to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in, for opening your heart and mind, and for being an integral part of our mission to spread positive energy and make this world a better place to live. Share your top learnings from this audiobook and, crucially, what you are going to implement in your life starting today. Openly declaring your intentions is a powerful act of accountability. When you share your newfound habits and goals, you not only solidify them within yourself but also inspire your fellow listeners to take similar steps. Remember, accountability is essential to achieving any goal. When we commit openly, we create a support system around us. Each of you in this community can serve as a pillar of encouragement and strength for one another. Thank you once again for being here, for being you. Together, let's continue to inspire, grow, and shine brighter every day. Stay motivated, stay mystic, and until next time, take care.